Hi guys, it's the Tippler 3848 here, and what we've got going on is another chilled out Sims Sunday. So if you just sit back, relax, and in the gameplay what we're going to do is we are going to utilize the Get to Work Sims 4 expansion, which I bought with the game, and we have selected the medical profession. So we are a medical intern at this point. So when we get to work, it'll be like a hospital or a sort of private hospital type of situation, which is going to be occurring in a couple of seconds. So as that goes ahead in the background, I'll give you a quick tour of what's going on. In the top left you can see a bar, you can see a little clock, and you can see a number of tasks that we need to perform. Each time we perform one of those tasks, the little bar goes up a little bit, and we have a certain amount of time, which is obviously the clocks, to complete all of these tasks. And depending on how many we complete, how full the bar is at the end of the day, that will determine how much we get paid and how far and how quickly we progress in our little old career. So you can see the first couple are wash your hands, go talk to co-workers, research some stuff, go and buy a snack. It could be really anything to do with the profession. So as you're watching that through, you know what Sims Sunday is really about. It's kind of a get to know me series, a chance for me to talk about what's going on the channel, what's going on, and tell some embarrassing and stupid stories about me and my life, so you feel a bit closer to me, and hopefully that in turn can make you more sympathetic towards me, possibly, or more understanding about how I am or why I am the way that I am. Or if you just like a stupid story of a guy humiliating himself, then I am your guy, because I got plenty of those up my sleeve. But I'm going to start just by saying a belated Happy Father's Day to everyone out there for last weekend. It's an emotional time for me personally, because my father actually passed away about 10 years ago. Obviously the scars of time will heal over time, but you never really forget about it, and he did pass away sort of a week before Father's Day, so this kind of period is very difficult for me and quite an emotional one. But I'd like to wish obviously all the fathers out there, because it's an important relationship, that father-son, father-daughter, whatever, very important relationship, and I hope everyone is out there making the most of it. If you're in a similar situation to myself, then I really understand what you're kind of going through, but it does get better with time. But I think it's best not to forget those people who have moved on. But being the atheist, I don't know where he's moved on to. I'm sure I think he's looking over me in some sort of way, but not in a magic man in the sky kind of way. But if that is what you believe, then power to you, because faith is a strong thing. But I really do have I did have a good bond with him, even though he was a Chelsea fan. But he is the reason that I adore football in the way that I do, so I can definitely thank him for that. And he was a good man and a fantastic father, and has made me, or part made me, the guy I am today. For everyone else to judge if that's a good thing or not, but from my mind I definitely see it as a good thing. So that kind of depressing conversation over and done with. We're about 4 or so minutes into this. What's coming up on the old channel? First of all, I want to say thank you very much to everyone who's been viewing my content. I've got over 200 views now, which well sorry, excuse me, is definitely a good thing in my eyes, and I would like to see subscriber numbers go up a little bit. That would be nice. But as long as people are still viewing it, and views are still going up on old videos as well, which I didn't really expect. I thought as soon as you'd put something up, you'd hit an X amount of views. That would be the kind of initial people latching onto it, and then it would slow down steadily, but it seems to have got more on some of my older videos than it is on my newer ones, so patience is definitely something that's key when doing this old YouTube gaming channel game, I think. So I will continue to be patient if you continue to enjoy and view my content, but we're over 200 views and that's fantastic, so thanks very much. So I'm trying to keep this as chilled as possible. Not that chilled with the whole depressing emotional father talk, but you know. Last thing I'm going to talk about. Last time out I gave you some embarrassing or kind of what I thought to be kind of amusing stories in regards to myself being ID'd and having a young face. I'm sure that is an issue that a lot of people face, and a lot of people have the same issues as me, but today I'm going to talk about a couple of brushes I had with the law in my teenage years. The first one I think was when I was about 11 years old. I can't remember exactly how old I was, but I think I was in my early kind of double-digit ages. So what happened? Well, a friend of mine and I were kind of just out and about, playing about in the street as we did as kids, and we walked past my old infant school, at which point we saw there were some people in there, some people I'd sort of known. They were about 4 or 5 years older, but my father and mother used to run a youth club for kids, so they had something to do in the evenings, so they weren't all on the streets being bad and doing such things. Told he was a nice guy, and so they sort of saw me as well. My friend and I stupidly went through the fencing, and then one of them carried me up to the sort of roof, not roof area, but sort of ramp, disabled ramp, which then went up and into the school. School was obviously locked, but they were all standing on the roof. Someone obviously alerted them to that fact, because the police were called. They arrived because they were sort of 4 or 5 years older. They were a bit quicker than I was, so they managed to get away and I got caught, resulting in an embarrassing situation when I got home. But that's fine, nothing really came of it. And the second one is a link into my father, because he was there, bless him, and he and I were out drinking. We were out watching football, I think, because that was one of the things we used to do. I was 17 at the time. It was the week before my 18th birthday, in fact, at which point it would have been legal to get drunk and be stupid. But I just couldn't wait that extra week, apparently. But it never was a plan to go out and get drunk, so it just sort of happened because you're having a good time. You don't monitor your intake. If you don't know your limits, like I didn't at that point, then bad things are going to happen. So what happened was, I left just before my father. We went to the shop, we got a couple of beers to take home. He forgot something in the pub, went back upstairs. In the time that it took him to find it and come back, I had actually fallen asleep out of his view in what we call a lane, which is sort of a gap, a paved gap between two sort of houses, sets of houses and gardens. I guess Americans would call them alleyways, or old people call them ginnels. So I'd fallen asleep in there. I got rudely awoken by a police officer at 4 AM asking me who I was, where I lived, and what the hell's going on. Gave my family a hell of a scare, because all they had, he picked up my phone, sort of dialed one of the numbers that looked like a family member and said, "This is PC so-and-so, whose phone am I talking on?" And they thought that something serious had happened to me, and I was lucky that something serious didn't happen. Don't do this, it's stupid. But I woke up clutching an 8-pack of beer. Apparently it was my cuddle buddy for the night, and also my pillow. So I had quite a sore face the next day, and I had the indentation of beer cans on my face as well, which is lovely. But yeah, I felt really embarrassed, really stupid the day after, obviously apart from just the hangover. But basically, don't do it, guys. But I mean, it's amusing now, but if you think about it, what could have happened is kind of terrifying, because anyone could have walked past and mugged me or done whatever. So don't do it, people. Always stay in groups, look after your friends. But it wasn't my dad's fault. He couldn't see me, and he thought he was gonna get home and see me there, because when we, as in my family, get drunk, we tend to disappear a lot on each other, which is a bad thing, definitely. But those were my two brushes with the law. The policeman took me home, and all was forgiven eventually. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Sims Sunday. Check a like, subscribe. If you don't even feel like doing that, just go and chill out. You've got school or work or whatever tomorrow, so just chill out for now. Enjoy your day, and hopefully I'll see you in a couple of my videos very, very soon. So thank you very much.